Portable TV. Come watch with me. Some tragic news now. Another deadly officer-involved shooting. This time, a young black girl loses her life in Columbus, Ohio. The shooting coming just moments before the guilty verdict was delivered in the Derek Chauvin trial. Reaction still pouring in today amid renewed calls for police reform. Trinity Chavez has more on these stories, but first, a warning. Some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing.
More anguish and unrest unfolding overnight. Dozens of demonstrators taking to the streets in Columbus, Ohio, after a 15-year-old black girl was shot dead by a police officer after she allegedly tried stabbing two others with a knife.
The information was that a caller said females were there trying to stab them and put their hands on them.
Police quickly releasing body camera video showing the fatal encounter. On the ground, a black-handled blade resembling a kitchen knife or steak knife seen right next to her. The incident now under investigation.
Deadly force can be used to protect yourself or the protection of a third person. So that is within the policy, and that is within the law. That is what the law says. Whether this complies with that will be part of that investigation.
The shooting happening just as the verdict was being announced in the trial of Derek Chauvin, charged and now convicted of killing George Floyd.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty.
Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin sitting emotionless as he was found guilty on 3 felony counts. Guilty of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Floyd's family overjoyed.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. God, if you could just feel every beat of my heart, you know. I can sleep at peace now. He back with my grandma again. This is what we prayed for. This is all we ever wanted.
The verdict sparking celebrations across the country. In Minneapolis, some 300 people filled George Floyd Square, the location where Floyd took his last breath.
I can breathe. Please, the name of it.
The 3 other officers seen in the video also facing charges in Floyd's death, aiding and abetting second-degree murder and aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. The U.S. Justice Department now launching an investigation into Minneapolis police practices and whether the department engaged in a pattern of unconstitutional policing.
We can't stop here. In order to deliver real change and reform, we can and we must do more to reduce the likelihood that tragedies like this will ever happen and occur again.
According to Mapping Police Violence, so far this year, police in the United States have killed 319 people. There have been only 3 days out of the year where law enforcement did not kill someone. However, Joe Imperatis, the founder of Blue Lives Matter in New York, says it's becoming more difficult for police to do their job.
It's very hard because there's no direction. There's no direction across the board nationwide. Officers, it's not that they're afraid to do their job. They're confused on what they can and cannot do.
Between 2005 and George Floyd's murder last year, only 5 non-federal law enforcement officers were convicted of murder in an on-duty shooting, and the conviction was later overturned. However, police unions argue that police work is no longer proactive, it's reactive, and there will become a point where all law enforcement officers will do is take reports. Reporting in New York, Trinity Chavez, RT.